So in this video, we're going to discuss how much it costs to own a Cane Corso. But before we get into it, why don't you go ahead, subscribe, hit that like button, hit that notification bell, ring that ding-a-ling so you don't miss any of the newest upcoming videos about Bruce Wayne, my almost 3-year-old Cane Corso. Oh, that's right, big guys. Yes. So I'm always getting asked how much a Cane Corso costs. Is that a Cane Corso? How much does it cost? Well, for starters, if you want one of these breeds, how about we get the name right? Little school lesson here. It's not Cane Corso. He's not a peppermint stick. He's not a stick in an old man's hand. It is pronounced Cane Corso. Not to be confused with Kanye. Cane Corso. He's looking at the mic above his head. Oh, you big baby. So I'm always constantly getting asked, how much does it cost? How much does he cost? How much did you spend on him? And I have no issue telling people how much he costs, but that isn't the right question. The question should be, how much does it cost to maintain a Cane Corso? You know, their food, their vet bills, and everything else that comes along with it. Because anybody can just come up with a few $1,000s and buy their dog. But do they have the financial means to keep up on the dog's health, everything he's gonna need growing up, adulthood, high quality food? So we're gonna get into all the cost of everything, how much my wife and I spend each year on this guy, how much it cost initially to get him, and all that good stuff. So I'm just gonna start with the pretty much the one-time costs when we got this guy. He cost us $2,900. Dude, why do you keep looking at me? I'm talking to our people. I'm talking to our people. Can you just chill? This is him all the time. Just wants to cuddle. We spent $2,900 on him, which kind of seems like the average for a purebred dog nowadays. I've seen them up to $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. If somebody's selling a Cane Corso for under $2,000, I'd probably highly question it and really look into the breeder and their practices and all that other stuff. So one-time cost for him, $2,900. Next, we have the fence we had to install. We have a big yard. We have a 1-acre yard, but it's completely open. It's not fenced in. These guys are very athletic. They're one of the most athletic large breed dogs, giant breed dogs that you're gonna find. There's some others out there, so don't hate in the comments. Oh, the Dogo, blah blah blah. There's a few mastiffs that are athletic, but these guys are definitely up there. So we had to install a fence around their backyard so he could run around, have a place to his own, play. That was $15,000. So already we're up to one-time cost close to $18,000 to get him. Next is when you have a puppy, you have to get a crate. You have to get toys. We used our previous dog's crate for probably about 2 months, and then he outgrew it. So we got a full-size crate because I wanted to crate train him. Even though he's not crated ever anymore, as a puppy, they need to be crated when you leave. It gives them a secure place to stay. I'm not gonna go into details about crate training, but I highly recommend you do it. So we had to get a gigantic crate. This guy weighs 150 pounds. They grow so fast. So I wasn't gonna purchase 3 or 4 different crates. So we just got the largest crate we could. I think it was about $250 to $300, and another one-time cost that we won't have to spend money on again, so I saved it. It's downstairs in the basement. But just so you're aware of it. And then you have all the toys. That's kind of a one-time cost. I know we'll get him a new toy every now and then. But, you know, when we first got him, we probably spent close to $100 on puppy toys for him. And something very, very highly suggested is if you get a Cane Corso, that you hire a trainer. I'm great with dogs, but I still hired a trainer for obedience training. And that's why, you know, working with him and then working on my own with Bruce is why he's such a wonderful creature. So 7 weeks of obedience training was $700. That brings our one-time total cost of getting this guy to roughly $19,000 for a dog. $19,000. Let that sink in for a second. Now, like I said, those are just one-time costs. I'm not gonna have to put in a fence again. I'm not have to buy another crate, but it's something that you highly need to be aware of. Now, not everyone's gonna have to put in a $15,000 fence, but if you don't have a fenced-in yard, it's highly suggested that you get one. So just keep that in mind, your space that you have available and all that stuff, if you're thinking about owning one of these breeds. So let's get into the recurring costs, the monthly cost, how much it costs every year, all that good stuff. The cost that will be there no matter what, as long as you own this guy. So there's vet bills, there's food bills, there's doggy daycare. There are, if you go on vacation, you need to board your dog. There's pet insurance, highly recommended pet insurance. It can save you thousands of dollars in case something happens to one of these guys. So start with vet bills. Vet bills are really hard to predict. So I'm just gonna say expect about $1,000 a year on vet bills for your dog, roughly. If you have pet insurance, that will offset some of the cost. We go through Healthy Paws. I think they cover 80%, maybe 85% after our $250 deductible. Pet insurance is $110 a month for this breed this size. $110 a month equates to $1,320 a year just to have insurance on my dog in case something happens. $1,320. I work from home. I have the luxury of working from home, but I still bring him to doggy daycare. Everyone asks, why do you bring him to doggy daycare? Well, A, quality of life. He loves it. He has a ton of buddies there. He gets to run around, be a dog with, play. But the more important thing is it keeps him socialized with other dogs. It gets him around his own people. He's so well behaved with other dogs. Big dogs, little dogs, chihuahuas, like tiny dogs. He knows his size. He's gentle with them. He's good with them. So every single week, we bring him one time a week to doggy daycare. It's $20 a week, which is $80 a month, which is $960 a year, just so he can play with some friends. $960 a year. So we went over vet, we went over insurance, we went over daycare. The biggest expense when you own a 150-pound dog is most likely going to be food. Everyone always comments on how gorgeous Bruce is, how he literally feels like a puppy. He feels like a puppy. He's soft. You can see how shiny he is. That really comes down to the food you feed them. Sure, you could go to Walmart and buy the cheapest food available. If so, your vet bills will probably be higher. Their coat won't be shiny. They will probably shed a ton. He barely sheds unless it's shedding season, because I feed him a raw diet. I'm not saying that you have to go out and feed your dog a raw diet. I've done plenty of videos on raw diets. I'm not going to go into it now. I most likely will never feed a dog kibble again. I will probably only own Cane Corsos, and they will probably only have a raw diet for the rest of my life. So I get so many questions about this. This is the second most question I get asked about Cane Corsos. A, how much he cost. B, how much it costs to feed him a raw diet. Well, this can vary. He eats between 5 and 7 pounds of food a day, raw meat. As you can expect, that gets quite pricey. And he's been on raw 2.5 years now, and I've tried many different places. I've tried grocery store food. I've tried a co-op. And now after the co-op, I went back to the grocery store food because he stopped eating the co-op food because it wasn't very high quality. And then I found an organic farmer. The organic farmer actually cost me less than non-organic grocery store meat. So I'm extremely lucky. These farmers, they come, they deliver it to our house. They're wonderful people. And Bruce, It's great because I know where the food came from. It's organic, and he absolutely loves it. So we spend between $300 and $400 a month feeding him. Yes, you heard me correct. Up to $400 a month feeding our 150-pound Cane Corso, Bruce Wayne. It's not cheap. So at $400 a month feeding him, that comes to $5,200 per year that he is alive to feed him. $5,200. So let's add up all these costs. Your one-time cost, my one-time, you know what, we'll go with my one-time cost. So let's add up these costs. My initial one-time cost to get Bruce Wayne, $18,950. That's straight out the gate, almost $19,000. Moving forward every single year, the maintenance on a Cane Corso per year that we spend on how we feed him is $8,480. That's food, that's vet, that's pet insurance, the whole 9 yards. $8,480 every single year to own Bruce Wayne, to keep him healthy and happy. And without a healthy, happy dog, you're not going to be a healthy, happy owner. So before you go get yourself a Cane Corso, just factor in every single cost that you can think of. Everything. Does it fit in your budget? Can you feed him a high quality diet? I'm not saying you have to feed him raw. At least get a high quality kibble. Do your research. It's still not going to be cheap. And the last thing I want for you guys to do is go out, buy yourself a Cane Corso. They have an incredible bond with their humans. He loves Kara and I more than life itself. And I would hate to have to see you give up your Cane Corso because you can't afford to feed him, you can't afford to take care of him. So please do your research. Make sure you're in a financially good spot to afford one of these guys, because it's not just the initial cost. That's actually the cheap cost. The initial cost is actually cheap compared to the yearly cost to own one of these guys. So if you like Bruce Wayne and you like these videos, please, again, hit that like button, subscribe, ring my ding-a-ling, and Bruce Wayne and I will see you in the next video.